can be the most talented, beautiful, and hardworking person in the world, and many people could love you as you are. But if you have some level of self-insecurity, you can actually try to change your appearance. It has happened with many people that are celebrities. Look at James Brown in the 50s. James Brown in the 50s was wearing that perm, changed it to the Black Power afro in the 70s, basically rejecting that notion that he had to look white in order to make it big. But on the contrary, that wasn't the case with people like Michael Jackson. We love Michael Jackson for who he was. We got to see so many changes in his career that we actually forgot what he looked like. He became unrecognizable. The same thing happened with Sammy Sosa, the great slugger from the Chicago Cubs. Came in looking black, he's now looking like something else. But this is not uncommon for just blacks and celebrities. It's also common for even whites. This particular person, who is completely decent looking, decided to get facial surgery to look like her favorite actress.
As Jennifer Lawrence rocketed to fame in Hollywood,
Jennifer, you're right! Jennifer, hold on!
Miles away in Houston, Texas, another woman began to turn heads.
People started comparing me to her on the street, at my workplace, things like that.
Kitty is a 30-year-old dog trainer, wife and mother, and mega fan of Jennifer Lawrence, the voluptuous Oscar-nominated star who lit up American Hustle.
I can appreciate that her personality is spunky and fun. I can appreciate that her body is banging.
But Kitty is about to take her fangirl status to extremes, willing to pay for 6 plastic surgery procedures to carve herself into looking even more like Jennifer Lawrence.
You can see a little bit how you guys already match.
I guess it's worth spending all that money to look like Jennifer Lawrence, a person who doesn't even care about you. But it even gets deeper. I was looking at this particular black model who supported the fact that she's changed her appearance to look more white.
I mean, you started lightening your skin when you were a model. So was that an image that was expected of you at that time?
Actually, I haven't lightened my skin being a model. I was modeling here. I was very dark.
Right.
It's actually when I decided to kind of, be less of a, what the media wanted. So for me, the story is very controversial too, because I remember you. You remember.
Well, I'm glad. How do you mean less of what the media wanted?
Yeah, because people think I do that because it's a trend that we have to follow. Maybe Beyonce. For me, Beyonce, yes, she's beautiful, but she's talented as well. That's why she should be remembered, recognized for. Yes, I mean, the lighter skin. Yeah, I lighten up, maybe a dark spot. And yes, if you've done one cheek, you need to, have it even out, because you can't have.
But why do it? Because there are those who say, you were born with your skin, you have black skin, you're proud of your skin. Why change it?
Well, why tanning? Why dyeing your hair? The question is there. The answer would never be found. For me, it's a free world. We are okay to do so as long as we're not harming, anyone.
Yeah.
And nobody can exude this more in the current day than Serena Williams. Serena Williams will probably go down as the greatest female athlete of all time. And because of her ability to do well, she's come from the rough streets of Compton, California, to everywhere in the world. She owns properties a lot of places. She even speaks multiple languages. She even has a white husband. But check this out. Let's go back to the multiple languages part. She's even fluent in French.
Doucement, doucement.
Yeah!
Assez, doucement, doucement. Comme ça. Regarde-moi.
Now that's interesting. She's fluent in French. Now, a lot of tennis matches happen in France, so she's a recognizable person in France. At least she thought she was. Now, as we know, the Olympics are in France right now, and of course, Serena Williams, who spent a lot of time in France, was trying to get a bite to eat at this restaurant, the Peninsula, but she was not allowed to get in. This is what Serena Williams said. Yikes, Peninsula Paris. I've been denied access to rooftop to eat in an empty restaurant of nicer places, but never with my kids, always a first. And you see hashtag Olympics 2024. Now again, people were making this out to be somewhat of a racist issue, but the reality is that it wasn't, according to the restaurant. The restaurant said this: Serena Williams was not denied a table. The restaurant was fully booked, and she was advised that was the case. Now, let's look at what Maxime Mannevy also said, okay? Maxime Mannevy, a staff member at the Peninsula's rooftop restaurant, told Variety that Miss Williams appeared #unrecognizable when she arrived pushing a stroller alongside another lady. When she came, there were only 2 tables available, and they had been reserved by clients of the hotel. My colleague didn't recognize her and feels terrible, but he told her what we would have told any other client, which is to wait downstairs in the bar for a table to become available. That was absolutely nothing personal. But again, let's talk about this. She was actually a part of the Olympic opening ceremony in Paris, which she attended as a torch bearer. But if she's unrecognizable, what are the reasons that could be? Well, she could be unrecognizable because she is wearing different clothes. She could be wearing a hoodie, or she's unrecognizable because her appearance has greatly changed over the years. She's went from dark with beads to light to almost damn near white, trying to fit in with a group of people who don't really give a damn about her in the way that she wants to be. And this is important because so many blacks have to get their Negro wake-up call. France, no matter how nice and great it is probably the racist country towards blacks in the whole entire European world, even worse than the United Kingdom, right? They still have a hold over Haiti in many aspects, Francophone West Africa, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Mali, French Guinea. I mean, these guys are still controlling their currency. And when you believe that you have arrived because you're black and you're famous and you're rich, and now you're finding out that you're unrecognizable, it's because people don't care about clients like you. All right. Yes, there's some rich people in Black Paris, and we understand that, but you're not their target audience. No matter how much you want to look like them or be them, you're never going to be them. Right. And this is something that all blacks have to understand. No matter how much you want to be them and get their respect, you're not them. They don't owe you anything. Okay. They're not going to recognize you, especially when you're trying so much to look like them. You might look like somebody that doesn't make sense. If you look at Serena Williams and her changes in her complexion and her face, she's unrecognizable to me as a black person. All right. We would have to really think very hard to see who she really is as black people, because who she is now is not who she was even 5 years ago. And that is about self-hate. And then here's the situation. You feel because you're Serena Williams, you're supposed to be able to get a seat without just registering or coming in like anybody else. You want to make this into a racist thing, which it most likely is not. You are just entitled for the fact that you want somebody to open the door because you're Serena Williams and kick somebody else out of the rooftop bar. Let me tell you something, honey. The Peninsula Paris is still going to get business. Why? Because their target audience is not black celebrities. A lot of those people that booked and got their reservations are going to be like, yes, we are actually proud that a restaurant cared about us enough to not let a crybaby celebrity who doesn't like herself to come in and bully us. We shall not be bullied by Serena Williams. I think that's great. And if Serena Williams wants to be recognizable, she should do things in which people can recognize her. Now, I get it. You know, you're a massive celebrity and people know you on the streets and people want to bombard you. I understand it. But now you've done it to where you're unrecognizable and you're upset that people don't recognize you. So which one is it? Is it A, you want to be recognized, but you don't want to, or you want to be unrecognized, but recognizable to people who are rich and affluent? Make up your mind, because nobody got time for that. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate your follow that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.